Hello out there, you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game I Did Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear. And this is the third one this month, another vlog. I guess it's just more... You guys will see the title, you'll understand what I'm doing. And this is more a soul cleansing for me than anything else. And I'm going to start this off first with a quote from myself that I posted onto Facebook last year. It was later on in the year, back in October. So here's it. A flame can cast a shadow from its light, but it's up to your own eyes to be able to see what that shadow creates. Now, those who are more poetically astute will get a lot deeper meaning from that. And me, I have a nasty shadow. It's horrible. And so this is the vlog where I do confess to those sins, where I put the shadow out in the open so people can see it. And you can judge me based off of what you believe or what you see from it. So, this is going to be hard to do because I do intend to post this to YouTube. And this isn't something I really wanted to talk about, but there's reason behind why I do have to talk about it and why I have to put it out there. Now, anyone who's listened to me and paid attention to things I've said has probably figured this out already. But one of the major reasons that my marriage is falling apart is because I cheated. And it's not one of those things where I was cheating just because I felt like doing it. There were tons of different factors involved in what caused it to happen. But that's still no excuse. There's no excuse for the actions that I took. There's no excuse for the things that I did. Because I did something that I know was wrong, something that I, in my core, hate. And that was one of those things that has traveled with me and has kept a negative influence over me for a very long time, because I couldn't find it in myself to forgive myself for doing something that I deemed to be stupid. Something that I deemed to be completely immoral. Something that I deemed to be completely wrong. And yeah, I tried to hide it multiple times. But I've dealt with my family with it, and I'm still very much dealing with it in other ways. And I stayed in a very negative place. And it's not... I have to say it's not like it was something that just happened once. I'm not going to go into how many times it happened, but once was more than enough. Still, I did wrong. And it's a wrong that, while I was trying my best to make up for it, I always sat in this dark place in my mind that never allowed me to escape, because I would not let go of what I did. And it negatively affected all of my relationships, family, friends, my marriage. It totally fucked everything up. And that's something I have to live with. That's something I have to deal with, because that was where I fucked up. And I've said many times before, I want to fix my marriage, and there are things that I want to work on, and I know that would need help, because I do deeply love and care for my wife. And I realize where I fucked up. I realize how badly I fucked up. And I have to own that. I have to own that. Because that's what happened. That's the truth of the matter, is that I did that. I put that damper there. And I will take all the blame in the world for that. I'll take all the blame. Like, even though, like, yes, there is more to the situation than just me running off and messing around. The action is partly to blame for what happened. Like, it's a major part to blame from my end. So I'm putting my shadow out on display because, truthfully, I don't have to hide it. Hiding it is just going to make it worse. Hiding it is going to cause stress. Hiding it is going to make me over anxious. It's going to make me over worried. It's going to make me act out in ways I don't want to. So I have to be forward. I have to come forward and confess the truth about it. Because hiding it and then trying to place the blame elsewhere is only going to hurt me in the long run. So I'm not doing that. I'm coming out saying it. Like, I fucked up a lot. And I realized that I fucked up. I realized where I fucked up. I realized how I fucked up. I know how I can fix things. But again, there's more to it than just that. Now, the other things I'm not going to go into because I don't like the idea of trying to put anybody on blast. But here's the thing. My confession of my sins is to forgive myself, to move forward with myself. If I keep lying, if I was to lie to myself about what I did, if I was to lie to myself about what went down or how it went down, all I'm doing is hindering my own progress. All I'm doing is hurting me and anyone attached to me. That's the truth of that. Like, me doing that fucked up a lot of things. Like, I was on a successful path when I was younger. And somewhere along the line, I fucked that path up. I had the best of intentions in the world and lost my way somewhere that put me in a place I really wish I wasn't. But when I look at things and I realize and think about it, like me hiding it or trying to skirt it under the rug or trying to make it seem like it's not as big of a thing as it is, trying to make it minuscule in comparison to how big of a blowout it actually is, only fucks me over. So for everybody who's followed me, like seen my videos over the years, you probably be thinking, like, Andre's not that type of dude. And in my head, no, I'm not that type of person. But my actions were different than what my mentality, my mind was. And I know that. I can't blame anyone else for what I did but me. Because, again, I was the one that performed the action. So, putting that out there, being honest. And I can understand for the other people who are family people who hate these kind of things. I could completely understand if you were to drop from my channel, unsubscribe to me, and not view another thing that I post. I can completely understand that. I wouldn't be angry. I understand that. I hope you truly understand that. And I would get why you would do it. So, just putting that out there. Like, I understand that completely. And that's something that's just going to bug me for the rest of my life. No matter how things go, it's going to bug me. But I've finally found it in myself to forgive the action and to make better of my life than what it was before, where I was stagnating, I wasn't growing any, and I was on the verge of completely losing my mind. That's the one thing that I hope anyone that sees this can get out of that, is that I'm not trying to be here to preach to people and tell them what they need to do to fix things for themselves. I'm here to be the example to people, to tell them that you can do better with your life no matter what you've done, no matter how badly you fucked up. You can find a way to do better. You can find a way to do better. You can find a way to grow. You can find a way to become better than you were the day before, to become better than you were the week before, to become better than you were the month before, to become better than you were the year before. Because the thing is, past transgressions, they need to stay in the past. You need to move forward. Not forget what you've done because you need to learn a lesson from it. But you need to be able to move forward and not hang on to that, not harbor it on yourself, not hang it over your own head. You need to be able to move forward from that in order to do right. And again, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be preachy to anybody, but because I fucked up. These are the things that I've done wrong. And I will always own that. I'll always own that. And just telling you guys is the hardest thing for me because, one, a lot of you don't know me. Yeah, you might know me from my YouTube channel, but you don't know me personally. But then the people that do know me personally from this, it got me worried to think that you look at me in a different light. But at the same time, if that light isn't the true light of myself, then what's the point? So I've done wrong. And I'm trying to fix my life from this point. And I want people to understand that. And I'm working on that. And the main reason I tell you guys is because I know eventually I'm going to need some sort of help myself to pull myself back out of that dark corner. And I may not be able to do it on my own. That's just being real. But I'm not looking for people to pity me. I'm not looking for people to sympathize with me. I'm not even looking for people to understand. What I really, truly want is just to grow and be better from it. But in order for me to grow and to be better from it, I have to admit it to myself where I was wrong. I have to admit it to myself where I was wrong. And I've been doing that. But it can't be something that you hide away in the shadows. It can't be something that you do and try to look good to people. I can't do that. Functionally, I can't do that. Because it tears me up inside mentally. So I guess putting it into words, I needed to drop the bomb on myself. And nobody's going to really truly understand that. But I needed to drop the bomb on myself. Because no one can break me down worse than myself. Not a single person on this planet can put me down worse than me. So, in order to be able to grow from where I was wrong, in order to be able to move forward from where I was wrong, I have to accept that full responsibility of my own actions. I have to fully accept that. And on top of that, put it on display. Because if it's on display, no one can use that to tear me down. If it's on display and you already know what I've done, and I'm already making progress to move away from that, how can you use it against me? There are people that will try, but in the long run, me realizing that and knowing that they're going to do that, I know it's going to hurt them more than it's going to hurt me. Because I'm just going to get to the point where I eventually just say, fuck it. You're going to keep saying this anyway. Why do I need to feed into it? Why do I need to feed that? I don't. Because that's not going to do me any good. It's not going to do you any good by focusing on it. It's not going to do anybody any good. You don't do good by focusing on and harboring negative things. You may get a small advantage at some point in your life. You may get small advantages here and there. But in the long run, all of those small advantages that you took, that negative energy will pile up and then it will hit you like a brick. It will. Then the people that you have betrayed and the people that you've hurt, you'll see them moving towards great things. You'll see them moving towards better things in life. And honestly, I have seen that. I've literally seen that. From people that I was friends with, moving on to become very successful, and people that I used to be the big brother type for, moving forward with their lives in positive and amazing ways. And I am very proud of those people. And I want them to know I'm proud of them, if they ever see this. But I wasn't proud of myself. I wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't pleased with the person that I was becoming. And that has been my struggle for a long time, is fighting off, staving off that negative person, that person I don't want to be. Because at my core, that's not who I am. But that has been an external person that I have been, that I have not wanted to be, this thing that I've hated, in essence, hating myself. And being unable to forgive myself, I wasn't able to move from that. Now that I have forgiven myself for the sin, I have forgiven myself for the wrong, yeah, I'm in a position where things are too late. It's too late to just, oh, I'm sorry, everything's going to be fixed and fine and it'll be hunky-dory. But no, that's not how things go. And if I ever want things to get back to where I want them to be, I have to make personal changes myself, and I have to be a lot stronger as an individual myself. So, I'm never going to approve of people cheating on their partner, spouse, or whatever, girlfriend, boyfriend. I don't care. I'm never going to approve of it. Because I don't even approve of it that I did it. I'm never going to approve of it. I'm never going to like the idea, because it's something that hurts no matter how it goes down, whether it is physical, whether it's emotional, whether it is mental. It all hurts the other party. It always hurts. No matter what you did, no matter how long you did it, it hurts. And it hurts both parties, to be fully honest, because I don't think that there are too many people who cheat just because they can. I think a lot of time people cheat because there's either something wrong with them internally, or there's something that they're not addressing with the person that they're with that they're afraid to address. So there's a lot of that going on. But no, and then I also, cheating is not just physical. It's not just physical. No matter who wants to tell you that shit, it's not just physical, because there's far more into it than that. But I think that's enough for today. I've put the sin I have on display. Hopefully those who do understand the situation, even if you've never done it before, if you can logically think it through, you'll be around. Hopefully. If not, I fully understand. I'm not going to hold that against you. Because there are some people that just can't abide certain things, and I'm not going to ask anybody to compromise their morals for me. So, that being said, again, these things are therapeutic for me, and I do hope that it does help somebody in the long run. That's the whole goal behind this, is to help other people in ways that I needed help before that I didn't realize, just so that somebody can see this and say, I'm in that situation and I could do better. Not everyone's perfect, and if you're trying to be perfect, you're literally fucking hurting yourself. You shouldn't strive for perfection. What you should strive for is to be the best that you can be. There is no perfection. If somebody tells you that there is, they're a damn liar. There are things that can feel perfect, but there is nothing that is perfect. So, I've tarnished my image. At least I know I've tarnished it with some people. I'm pretty positive of that. I've tarnished it with some people. Maybe not everybody. But I'm not looking for people to sympathize. I'm not looking for people to feel sorry for me. I'm not looking for people to even understand the situation. What I am doing is putting things out so I can let go of them and move away from them. That's the whole purpose. And that's something like I'm just going to have to live with. Like I said, like I don't want to play the role of being two-faced. I don't want to play the role of being the liar. I don't want to play that role anymore. I've done it enough. Like, and it doesn't help me. It doesn't do anything for my life. It hurts me more than anything. So putting it out, putting it on display, giving it away, getting rid of the power that these negative influences have had over me, is going to allow me to grow. It's going to allow me to be a better person. It's going to allow me to move forward positively with my life. So that's it for this one. Again, I hope this helps somebody in some way. Just in some way. Like, I don't know what way, but some way. That's it. Thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears up for more stuff from me. And until the next time, enjoy your life. Peace out.